Hello everybody, it's Gail here from Ornamentology again. I'm out in my garden. It's lovely here today. I think it's going to be a bit windy and cold later, but I thought I'd take the opportunity while the sun's shining, the birds are tweeting and the wind chimes clanking, to talk to you today about hat care. Now, I've done a series of these before, but I thought I'd revisit them. So I thought I'd start off by talking about pith helmets. Now, this happens to be a topee pith. There's all sorts of different ones, but they fall into basically three categories. There's the topee, the French colonial, which is the Dora the Explorer style one, and something called a Brunswick, which is a bit like a love child of the two, but we'll get into that later. So, modern pith helmets, the ones that you can buy from just about everywhere, have got a cotton cover on. Their hat band and their inside bands are made out of synthetic materials. In times past, it would have been a canvas cover, a thicker cotton, and a thicker cotton inside. They'd have been made to fit the particular person whose head it was going on, and this strap would have been made of real leather. But obviously things move on, as don't we all. But today, and also in times past, they were made from an Indian swamp plant that was like a fibre, so they dried it out and made it into this material, which or some type coir fibre like coconut fibre, or cork. And when you're in the tropics or you're in a hot place, you used to dunk your hat in the cold river, put it on your head, and it kept you cool. Please don't do this with the synthetic new ones, otherwise you will have a mess on your hands. The new ones are made from the fabric. Then there's a balsa wood laminate going in two different directions, something akin to a polystyrene layer, and then the balsa wood on the inside. And these ones are all adjustable with Velcro, which we all know didn't happen until we went into the space race, so they wouldn't have had them in Victorian times, certainly. So this little button on the top, if you ever want to do something with this, it actually comes out. You put pointy pliers in there, hold that and twizzle this, and the button will actually come off. It's obviously for ventilation. So how do we keep our pith helmets looking lovely? Well, as we all know, our hands get kind of greasy, even though they look clean. They can be fundamentally quite dirty. And this is a porous fabric. So what I suggest you do is you tuck the chin strap underneath so that you're not getting it all covered in the stuff. Put the thing on your hand, and from a distance, spray it with either whatever you use to keep the water off your suede shoes, or I use spray varnish, just lightly. Don't rub it in, just let it dry, and it will just make it so that it's a bit more fingertip resistant to grease, and it makes it slightly, but not very much more, shower resistant. Please don't go out in a deluge in it, because it's not going to have a happy ending. Somebody said to me, doesn't that make it rather sweaty when it's on your head? No, there's still the ventilation, and you haven't done the inside, so that still allows for that to happen. Also, when you get it home, put it somewhere to dry, not on the radiator, just somewhere so it can dry out naturally, and then keep it in either a cardboard box or a brown paper bag, just something that stops it getting sweaty. So back now to this notion of why they're this shape. Now, I don't suit this shape at all, so please excuse the ridiculousness. I look like something from Michael Bentine's Potty Time, if you're that vintage. But if you put this on your head, you'll notice it's got this peak at the front and a little bit of something at the back. So these were designed for the military, so that when you shoot your rifle, you know, Rorke's drift styly, you can actually get your rifle up to your eye without tipping your hat off. And there's a little bit of sun protection at the back. The French colonial style, which are the kind of, they come out and they've got a layer all the way around, they were often, the French spent a lot of time in the desert, and they needed all-round coverage and sun protection, so that's the style they chose. And then there's the other sort that's got the pointy front, that's slightly bigger, and it's got a slightly larger sort of apron, if you will, at the back. It's bigger, and those are the ones that were used in the tropics. People like Stanley and Livingstone would have had those on. So they're pointy at the front, so you can get your rifle up when you're safarying, and they've got more kind of drain away, if you will, at the back, because if you're in the tropics and, you know, you're getting rained on by trees and it's deluging you, you need to keep the back of you dry, so it just wicked the rain away. So those are the kind of three basic types and how to care for them. They come in khaki and white, but they're a good blank canvas to make things out of. If you look on my site, you'll see I've done all sorts of things. I've added to it and whatnot take paint very well, and if you look after your pith helmet, it should last you quite well. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you need any further help, just put something down in the questions below. I've now worked out how to do that and take off the silly marker that I put on. If you're interested in getting more of these, just like and follow and subscribe in the usual way, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take good care of yourself, and thank you very much for your time today. Bye bye now.